Hi everyone, I'm Philip Galinsky, founder and director of Samba New York. In this video lesson, I'll be teaching and demonstrating an updated version of the Caixa or snare drum pattern that I created for Samba New York. I created this pattern back in 2007, and if you're not familiar with the original version of this pattern, I recommend that you go back and check out a video that I posted previously to the channel entitled Samba New York's original Caixa pattern. Also, if you're new to the Caixa or snare drum, or you just don't have a solid foundation with stick technique, I also highly recommend that you check out and study a tutorial that I posted previously to the channel called Stick Technique for Samba Drummers 4 Basic Strokes, because the information contained in these two videos is essential for you to understand what I'm going to be presenting in this lesson. Okay, so when I created the original Caixa pattern for Samba New York back in 2007, I originally designed the pattern to include some rim shots. If you don't know what a rim shot is, it's a stroke in which you hit the head and the rim of the drum at the same time. So, long story short, starting last year in 2022, I started to experiment with teaching this pattern without the rim shots. And basically, here's why. For one thing, rim shots already tend to be a relatively difficult stroke to execute consistently because you have to angle your stick a certain way, and it takes a very particular approach to play those rim shots consistently. And even more so when the bateria is in motion, right? And for example, in Samba New York, all of our Caixa players play the Caixa embaixo, below, on a strap. So when we're in motion, the Caixa, if it's on a strap around the shoulder, the Caixa will move back and forth while you're marching, and this can also make it even more difficult to hit those rim shots. Another consideration is that the pattern, the way that I designed the pattern, the rim shots are not supposed to be louder than the notes on the head. They're supposed to be the same volume, but the rim shot is naturally a loud stroke. So it's actually very difficult to make it the same volume as a note on the head. So because of those two challenges, I decided to experiment with teaching this Caixa pattern for Samba New York without the rim shots. And the results were pretty remarkable. I found that, for one thing, it was easier for newer students, newer players in our bateria who wanted to play Caixa, whether they were new to the Caixa or snare drum, or whether they just didn't know the Samba New York Caixa pattern. It was a lot easier for them to assimilate the pattern without the rim shots. And I also found that our Caixa section as a whole sounded a lot clearer and more precise. And the accents were more clearly delineated. So what I decided to do is to continue teaching the pattern this way without the rim shots. So if you'd like to play Caixa in the Samba New York Bateria, this is the version of the pattern that I'd like you to learn. Okay, so before we jump into the actual mechanics of the pattern, let me explain that I'm going to be starting on this beautiful practice pad, the multi pad by Contemporanea, and I'll be using this for most of the lesson, and at the end of the lesson, I'll demonstrate the pattern on the actual Caixa drum, which is also by Contemporanea. Also, in this video, I'll be playing matched grip, in which I'm gripping the sticks the same way in my right and left hands. But if you feel more comfortable with traditional grip, whatever grip you'd like to use is perfectly fine. Okay, so now the Samba New York Caixa pattern is a one measure pattern, right? So it spans 4 beats, and it incorporates or comprises all of the subdivisions of the measure. So there are 4 subdivisions per each main beat. There are 4 main beats, so therefore we have 16 subdivisions. So it's actually, there are 16 different strokes in the pattern, and these strokes are different combinations of accented and unaccented notes. What do I mean by that? Well, an accented note is just a louder note, and an unaccented note is quieter. The unaccented notes in the Samba New York Caixa pattern do not need to be and should not be ghost notes, which are really super quiet. They should just be normal volume, like this. Right? And an accent should be more like this. Okay? So that distinction has to be made. All right, so the first step in learning this pattern is to understand the accents. Okay, so I'm going to count to 4, and then I'm just going to sing the accents, and then I'll play them on the drum pad. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, a 2, and 3, and 4 E. 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 Okay, so now I'm just going to play these accents on the drum pad just to give you a sense for the loud notes in the pattern, all right? 3 E and a 4 E and a 1, a 2 and 3 and 4 E. 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 Okay? So you can even start to play the pattern this way with just the accents. So I'm alternating here. Well, the actual pattern is alternating, but the accents are not all alternating. So I'm just going to start with the pattern starts with the dominant hand, which in my case is my right hand. So I'm going to go right, left, right, 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 right. Okay? So I'm going to analyze all the strokes in a minute, but you may have noticed that the last stroke here is a buzz stroke. It's not one of the 4 basic strokes that I discussed in that video that I was mentioning, the stick technique for samba drummers. So I'll just explain it briefly here. The other 4 strokes you should definitely learn from that tutorial if you don't know them already. And it might be a good idea to check out my tutorial anyway, even if you do have some, a foundation with stick technique, because everyone has different ways of explaining things. Everyone has different terminology. So I would suggest checking it out. All right. So the buzz stroke is like this. So it's going to be an accented buzz stroke. So a buzz stroke is essentially, I'm going to be throwing the stick down with my wrist here, but instead of catching the stick as I would for like a downstroke, catching it by pulling the stick into the palm of my hand, I'm going to let it bounce multiple times. And basically what I'm doing there is upon impact, I'm pulling the stick towards the palm of my hand slowly mostly with my middle finger. And if you want a loose buzz, you're going to do that more slowly, like this. But if you want a tighter buzz, which is the case here, we want a tight buzz, you're going to pull it in more quickly, okay? So basically by the time the stick is, touching the palm of your hand, the sound is going to stop, right? It's going to stop rebounding, right? So depending on how many rebounds you want, you don't have to count them, but if you want, again, a tight sound, you definitely got to do it faster. So, and we're coming at it like this. We're coming at it from up high here. So we do those two strokes. The stroke before it is a full stroke and then a accented buzz. Okay, so get familiar with the accents, and now I'm going to play the complete pattern with all the subdivisions. Okay, so basically what we're going to do is we're just going to fill in all the other notes with unaccented strokes, unaccented notes. They're going to be taps. They're going to be tap strokes. Okay, which if you recall from that tutorial is like this. Okay, so here's the complete pattern: 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E, a 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E, a 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E, a 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E, a 1. Okay, so let me break down all the subdivisions and explain what strokes we're using, right? So it's going to be one of those 5 strokes, either a full stroke, like so, or a downstroke, or an upstroke, right? Or it could be a silent upstroke like this, or it's going to be a tap, or it's going to be a buzz. Okay, so the silent upstroke is kind of an additional stroke. So it's really like those are 6 possibilities, right? A full stroke, downstroke, tap, upstroke, or silent upstroke, and then a buzz. All right, so here we go. We have, and basically the other thing I wanted to point out here is that we're alternating. So we start with our dominant hand, which in my case is my right hand, and I'm just alternating for the entire pattern, right, left, right, left, right, left, until we get to beat 4, in which we have 2 rights in a row, which is that full buzz, full stroke, buzz stroke. Okay, so we have right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, right, left, right. 2, 3, 4. Right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, right, left, right. Okay, so make sure you understand that. You understand what the sticking is. Now, I'll identify each one of the strokes. So we're going to start with the right hand. I'm going to start with my right hand up high to get my first stroke, which is a downstroke. So we're going to get down, tap, tap. And in that tap in the right hand, my left hand will do a silent upstroke in order to play a downstroke on the next subdivision. All right, so we have down, tap, tap, down. And while I do a downstroke in the left hand, my right hand is going to do a silent upstroke. So down, down. Okay, so we have down, tap, tap, down, down. 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 Okay, continuing, we have down, tap, tap, down, down, tap, down, tap, down, tap, down, tap, down. Down, tap, tap, down, down, tap, down, tap, down, tap, down, tap, down. Down, tap, tap, down, down, tap, down, tap, down, tap, down, tap, down. And finally again, down, tap, tap, down, down, tap, down, tap, down, tap, down, tap, down. Okay, so now let's add beat 4. Beat 4 is a little tricky because it has the 2 right hand strokes. It's going to be a full stroke and then an accented buzz stroke. So full buzz, and then we're going to have a tap in the left hand. So it's going to be full buzz, tap, full buzz, tap, full buzz, tap, full buzz, tap. Okay, you can even practice this with playing the first beat of the next measure. So full buzz, tap, down, full buzz, tap, down, full buzz, tap, down, full buzz, tap, down. Okay, so once you have the first 3 beats and beat 4 separately, let's put them all together. 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E. A down tap tap down down tap down tap down tap down tap. Full buzz tap down tap tap down down tap down tap down tap down tap. Full buzz tap down tap tap down down tap down tap down tap down tap. Full buzz tap down. Okay, so practice that as much as you need to. Take your time with it, and then whenever you're ready, you can play along with me here at 40 beats per minute. My metronome is set to the 8th note, and here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E. Okay, so let's play the same pattern. Samba New York Caixa pattern now at 70 beats per minute. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E, a 1. Okay, now finally at 100 beats per minute. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 E and a 2 and a 3 E and a 4 E, a 1. Okay, so there you have it, the Samba New York Caixa pattern, the new version without rim shots at 3 different tempos, 40, 70, and 100 beats per minute. So a couple things to keep in mind. One is it's very important that you accent the, in my case, the left hand, right? 1 E and A, 1 E and A. That stroke really needs to be accented, because if it's not accented, it'll sound like this. Which really doesn't have the right feel. So it's very important in samba it's very common in samba to have that note accented. 1 E and A, 1 E and A. And we have that note here, so it really needs to come out strong. 1 E and A, 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E. And you might do a little bit of a molar stroke there to get that whipping motion to really accent that left hand, okay? Another thing to keep in mind is it's very easy to accent the last tap stroke in the left hand, but don't do it. So don't go 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E, a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E, a 1. No, that's not how I designed the pattern. The pattern goes like this. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E, a 1. With that last, the of 4, unaccented note. Okay, so make sure you get those two elements really solid and have fun with it. So now to finish up with this kind of mini lesson here, I'm going to demonstrate the Samba New York Caixa pattern, the new version without the rim shots, on the Caixa. Okay, so here we go. And since the Caixa is kind of high here, I'm going to be using traditional grip. All right? So I'll play it at 3 different tempos. Here we go. 3 E and a 4 E and a.